Hi. First, thank you to whoever has been watching. Um, and if it's, I don't really know who has. Probably nobody, maybe nobody. But um, if you've taken the 5 minutes for each video to watch them, I appreciate you. So, where we left off was I made the ultimate decision to go back and actually continue to work on the movie. The director had me more convinced that the movie was going to be a complete success. Like I said, the story was phenomenal. The script was absolutely unique. And the movie itself wasn't made, but there's been several storylines since then that have come out in Hollywood that basically stole from the script, which wouldn't be the first time, but it was the last. So we worked on this movie for a better part of 3 solid months. So after my birthday, from February to May, worked tirelessly. Again, like I said, half at his house, half at my house. At his house is where all the crew was. It was a team effort of about 6 people every day, working on different things, rendering CGI and stuff like that. Production, getting permissions from the city for certain things, blah, blah, blah. At my house, though, it was only me and Nate. Only because my kids were there. You know what I mean? And my house was small. I had a 1-bedroom, tiny kitchen, tiny living room. So yeah, it was just me and him working at my house most of the time, when we did work at my house. I did start to reconsider dating him. And I had to make sure that I was doing it with the right intentions. And I had to make sure that I remained professional at all times. I was the only girl working on this movie at the time. That to me already didn't look good. I've been, as most of you know, studying the ins and outs of Hollywood and the Illuminati and all that stuff, and a lot of it is corrupt. A lot of it is real, and a lot of it is sexually based and pretty gross. And again, it's not exactly something I wanted to be a part of. And honestly, because it was COVID, I think our goal was to become the new Hollywood, was to be something that basically gave the middle finger to Hollywood and like, look, we can produce our own movies. And honestly, since COVID, independent movies have done amazing, which is pretty cool. But I digress. So like I was saying, I started to consider maybe dating him. I did meet his parents, who were the sweetest people, Christians themselves. He claimed himself to be a Christian as well, but didn't really go to church. Didn't have a problem with me going to church. Didn't have a problem with me taking my time out of from the movie to go do what I had to do there. And yeah, so I thought it would have been an okay fit. And I was the one with the problem who didn't want to be seen a certain way. And also, I had a problem with the age. He was significantly younger than me. So yeah, there was that. And in that moment, I decided to stop being a weirdo and see where this goes. Very slowly, because like I said, I had 3 kids in the house. Little by little, just hanging out a little bit more without actually working on the movie, you know, playing my guitar, just hanging out, just doing things at my house, because it was COVID, we were on lockdown, so we really weren't able to do much. It was my house or his house. I do remember having the coolest Easter at his house with the kids and a bunch of the film crew, and you know, they made it special for my sons, having them do the Easter egg hunt out in the front lawn. And like I said, it's movie magic, so they were able to do it in a pretty cool way. I might still have video of it. I don't know. But yeah, so you know, we dated for a handful of weeks, which I thought was a good thing. I'm dating a Christian boy. He's a boy, but a Christian boy nonetheless, and I was going to start to come to terms with it. We did have certain things in common as far as like young, like hard discipline, I remember him telling me that he was actually a victim of Boys Town. If you don't know the story of Boys Town in Nebraska, you should look it up. Heavy disciplinary things where, you know, he would tell me that he would do something wrong, and his parents would grab a pillow and put it over his face, and they'd be snarling and spitting at him, and like, you know, telling me, get right with Jesus, and just weird cult stuff. So I felt for him, you know. I figured with a similar, somewhat jaded past about Christianity, it was pretty cool to be able to try to rebuild that, which I was already currently doing on my own personal journey, to maybe realize that maybe I found a partner who would join me in that endeavor. Cut to mid-May of 2020. We were celebrating my son's birthday at my mom's house. Beautiful, perfect birthday celebration. He had a great time. Drove home, maybe around 6:30, 7 o'clock. Started getting everything in, all the presents and stuff, unloading everything. And then once everybody was settled, we ended up doing like this tiny interview. Like it was a black and white interview of his time in Nebraska. And it's just to produce content for his channel, for his stuff. It was just to produce content. Well, yeah, let's do it. Kids were exhausted, pretty much already in bed. The boys were in their room, playing around with new toys and stuff. If I remember, my daughter was probably already knocked out and asleep. This was probably around 9:30, 10 o'clock. Around 10:30ish, 11 is when I decided to call it quits, because I had just got done hosting an entire birthday party. So I was pretty beat. So I did. I had no issue with not trusting him. There was no reason not to, actually. The boy never seemed unhinged in any way, never with me, never raised his voice, never anything. Actually, quite a meek fellow, quite the opposite. Now with the rest of the crew, he was not like that. Hollywood directors are assholes, and he was an asshole. So I went to bed, 10:30, 11 o'clock. He stayed in the kitchen, started rendering editing the interview that we had just got done doing. Before I lay down, I had sent a text message to a friend of mine. I think a screenshot of a script, part of the script that was revised. There was no title, no nothing, just that little blurb of that. I was like, hey, tell me what you think. And this person's one of my biggest supporters ever, still to this day, one of my biggest supporters ever, and I appreciate them to death. But yeah, that's tight, yeah, way to go. So yeah, cool, thanks. Went to bed. Left my phone in the kitchen, actually, because there was no plug by my bed at the time. My bed was in the living room, and there was no plug near it. So cut to I can't tell you what time it was. I'm going to guess 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. I woke up to him on top of me,